You're not lazy. You're just really good at dreaming. Think about it. You've made goals before. Big ones. Maybe it was getting fit. Maybe it was starting that business. Maybe it was finally becoming the person you said you'd be. And you didn't just write it down. You felt it. You could see yourself there, successful, confident, different. You felt motivated, excited even. And then, nothing happened. Here's the uncomfortable part. What if the problem isn't your discipline? What if it's not willpower or laziness or some character flaw? What if the problem is the way your brain rewards imagination? In the next few minutes, you'll understand why motivation disappears the moment it appears, why dreaming about success actually makes you less likely to achieve it, and how to make 2026 different, without hype, without manifestation nonsense, and without pretending you love the process. Because you don't need to love it. You just need to stop letting your brain trick you. Let's walk through the pattern. You've lived this before. It's January. New year, new you. You're done with who you were. This time, it's real. You make the vision board. You write the affirmations. You imagine yourself 6 months from now, lean, successful, disciplined, thriving. It feels good, really good. Your chest gets warm. You smile a little. You can almost taste it. Week 1, you're on fire. You're doing the thing. You wake up early, you skip the junk food, you open the laptop. Week 2, it's harder, but you push through. Still got it. Week 3, you miss a day. No big deal. Tomorrow. Week 4, tomorrow becomes next week. By February, you're not even thinking about it anymore. The goal just fades. And you tell yourself a story. I'm too busy right now. Maybe it wasn't the right time. I'll start again when things settle down. But here's the truth. Things never settle down. And deep inside, you know it wasn't about timing. So what actually happened? Your brain can't tell the difference between imagined success and earned success. When you vividly imagine the outcome, the six-pack, the business, the life, you get a hit of dopamine, real dopamine, the same chemical you'd get from actual progress. Your brain says, oh, reward received, goal achieved, let's move on. And just like that, motivation disappears. Because why would you work for something you already got? We've all done this, every single one of us. It's not a character flaw, it's neuroscience. Your brain is efficient, too efficient. It found a shortcut, and that shortcut is stopping your goals before you even start. Let's talk about what your brain is actually doing. Your brain evolved to save energy. That's its job. In a world where food was scarce and predators were real, burning calories on unnecessary effort could be dangerous. So your brain became really, really good at one thing, avoiding work. And here's where it gets interesting. When you visualize success, when you see yourself at the finish line, holding the trophy, living the dream, your pleasure centers light up. The same ones that fire when you actually accomplish something. Your brain doesn't care that you didn't do the work. It got the reward. Mission accomplished. Visualization without friction is basically a cheat code for feeling accomplished without doing anything. But it gets more complicated. There's a second trick your brain plays, and this one's trickier. When a goal feels too big, too painful, too far away, your brain starts to devalue it. You set out to build something huge. Your brain looks at the mountain of work ahead and says, that's going to be difficult. A lot. For a long time. So it does something clever. It reframes the goal. Maybe I don't even want this. I'm fine the way I am. Who am I trying to impress anyway? And suddenly, quitting doesn't feel like failure. It feels like wisdom, self-acceptance, being real with yourself. But you're not being real. You're being managed. Your brain is a lazy office manager who found a way to cancel the project without getting in trouble. And the challenging part, it feels logical. It feels like your choice. But it's not. It's biology protecting you from discomfort. Now let's talk about the goals that never had a chance. The ones you borrowed. You see someone on Instagram living your dream life. Big house, freedom, travel, confidence. You think, I want that. But do you? Or do you just want to feel the way you think they feel? Here's the problem. If a goal isn't connected to your actual values, your brain will sabotage it every single time. Because your brain isn't foolish. It knows when you're chasing someone else's trophy. Let's say you decide to work hard. You study hard, you hustle, you sacrifice, you hit the goal. And then, nothing. No dopamine payoff, no deep satisfaction, just emptiness. Your brain remembers that. It remembers working hard for nothing. And the next time you set a goal, your brain says, "Nah, we've been here before. Not worth it." This is why people burn out, not because they're weak, but because they spent years climbing the wrong mountain. Society hands you a script. Your parents, your friends, Instagram, hustle culture, they all tell you what success is supposed to look like. And your brain, it can't fight that, not consciously. But unconsciously, it rebels. It drags its feet. It finds excuses. It protects you from wasting energy on someone else's dream. So if you keep failing at the same goals over and over, maybe the problem isn't you. Maybe the goal isn't yours. Okay, deep breath, because here's where everything flips. Visualization works. It actually works, but only when it's uncomfortable. The version of visualization that fails, that's the Hollywood version. The finish line, the applause, the transformation montage. That version gives you the reward too early. It satisfies your brain before you've done anything. But there's another version, the one that actually changes behavior. And it's not about imagining success. It's about imagining the process. Here's what I mean. Don't visualize yourself fit. Visualize yourself at the gym, tired, not wanting to be there. Don't visualize the business thriving. Visualize yourself sending the 10th email that gets ignored. Don't visualize confidence. Visualize the moment you feel like giving up and see yourself not giving up. Your brain needs to rehearse effort, not reward, because when the real resistance shows up, and it will, your brain won't be surprised. It'll recognize the moment. It'll say, "Oh, this, yeah, we've done this before." And instead of quitting, you'll push through. This is called process visualization, and it works because it's honest. It doesn't promise you'll love the process. It doesn't pretend it'll be easy. It just shows you that you can survive it. You visualize boredom, frustration, laziness, distraction, all the internal obstacles that actually stop goals, and you see yourself handling them. Not perfectly, just handling them. This is uncomfortable. It's not exciting. It won't go viral on TikTok, but it works. Because your brain isn't wired to chase fantasy. It's wired to repeat patterns it's already survived. All right, now we go deeper. Because even if you visualize the process, if the goal isn't anchored to something real, it won't last. So let's anchor it. I want you to imagine something. And I know it's heavy, but stay with me. Imagine you're 80 years old. It's your birthday. Your family's there, maybe some old friends. Someone stands up to make a speech about your life. What do they say? Not about what you owned, not about your job title, about who you were, how you made people feel, what you stood for. Now imagine your memorial service. I know, serious, but necessary. Someone's giving your eulogy. What do you want them to say? That you were comfortable? That you played it safe? That you spent your life scrolling and dreaming? Or that you tried, that you showed up, that you were brave enough to be uncomfortable? Here's the thing. Nobody at the end of their life wishes they dreamed harder. They wish they acted more. They wish they were honest with themselves. They wish they spent their energy on what actually mattered, not what looked good, not what was easy, but what was true. So ask yourself, what actually matters to you? Not to your parents, not to Instagram, to you. Is it creativity, connection, growth, freedom, service? Whatever it is, that's your anchor. That's the thing your goals need to serve. Because if your goal is aligned with your deepest values, your brain won't sabotage it. It'll protect it. Okay, enough philosophy. Let's make this practical. Here's a framework. It's simple. 4 steps, no jargon. Step 1, pick one clear short-term goal. Not get fit. That's vague. Go to the gym 3 times this week. Clear, measurable, doable. Step 2, visualize the real outcome, not the fantasy. Don't imagine yourself loving the gym. Imagine yourself tired on Wednesday night, not wanting to go and going anyway. What will that feel like? What will you tell yourself? How will you move through the resistance? Step 3, identify your internal obstacles, not external ones, internal. Laziness, fear, distraction, self-doubt. Name them. Get specific. I'll feel too tired after work. I'll tell myself I'll go tomorrow instead. I'll convince myself it doesn't matter. Step 4, make an if-then plan. If I feel too tired, then I'll go anyway for just 10 minutes. If I want to skip, then I'll put my shoes on and walk to the door. If I start negotiating with myself, then I'll remember my 80-year-old self and what they'd want me to do. This is it. This is the system. No magic, no secret sauce. Just engineering your behavior around the reality of how your brain works. Motivation isn't found, it's engineered. You don't wait for it. You design the conditions that make action easier than inaction. So here we are. 2026 is here. And you have a choice. You can keep dreaming, keep imagining, keep waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect feeling, the perfect version of motivation. Or you can accept the uncomfortable truth. There is no magic. There is no secret. There's just you, every single day, making the decision to do the thing even when you don't feel like it. Not because you love the process, not because you're suddenly disciplined, but because you stopped lying to your brain. You stopped giving it the reward before you earned it. You stopped chasing borrowed dreams, and you started visualizing the one thing that actually matters: the process. The boring, frustrating, unglamorous process. 2026 won't become your best year because you dreamed harder. It will become your best year because you stopped letting your brain hack you. And you started showing up, imperfect, uncomfortable, but consistent. That's it. That's the whole thing. Now go do one small, uncomfortable thing today. Your 80-year-old self is watching. Don't let them down.